Rumors are swirling that WWE could be buying TNA. We're going to talk about it and why I don't think it makes sense. Also, a huge AEW announcement and a released WWE star calling it quits, kind of. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, if you want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. This way, you literally just never miss a video on the channel. Trust me, you don't want to. There's tons of things happening in pro wrestling. Let's talk about it. Cora Jade came out with this statement on Twitter. I originally had a 10-minute long video explaining where my head's at, and maybe eventually I'll post it, but it seems unnecessary for now. I'll keep it short, but I'm going to be taking a break from wrestling for the foreseeable future. Damn. It's no longer good for my mental health, and I'll never know that if that love for it I once had will return if I don't step away. I'm going to take the rest of the year to take care of me and go from there. I apologize to the fans and promoters who were looking forward to and have booked my upcoming appearances. I hope you can understand. To my supporters, thank you. Brie/Elena, let go or be dragged. So yeah, we got this from Cora Jade, aka Elena Black, recently released by WWE. You've seen her pop up GCW doing some other things. We saw her on the Ariel Helwani show. It looked like she was about to have like a really good run post WWE release, and then unfortunately, that's just not going to be the case because she's taking a break. Some people are really mad about this, but I do commend her and respect her for taking a break, especially when you're having that mental block of like uncertainty and maybe not having that passion that you were hoping for. And it's tough, man. Cora Jade suffered a lot of injuries in WWE. She came out and she talked about her experience in WWE, and to hear that she is no longer going to be wrestling, I think is a really shitty situation, honestly. Taking a break for a year, you know, I do say this too, like you got to take care of your mental health. You got to do your thing. But pro wrestling is a thing where when the more active you are and the more that you're popping up everywhere, the more momentum you gain, the more and more that you can make, right? And of course, like money isn't everything. Cora Jade has also, you know, she's doing some other things as well. So, I mean, I understand that. It just sucks when you see a talented person, especially one that's young, right? Like somebody who's young, who clearly could be the future of the business. When you see that they have to take a break like this, maybe she never comes back. And that could be really unfortunate, you know? And how does something like that stem from? Like what stems this? Like what causes this? You know, was it the issue of WWE? What was the situation at hand? Honestly, I don't know. What's causing her to take a step back? Yeah, she says it's her mental health, but how? Is it, you know, the IWC? Is it what happened in WWE? I don't know. A lot of questions there, but Cora Jade no longer wrestling for the rest of the year. Bookings will be canceled. This leads to a huge AEW announcement, ladies and gentlemen. They have officially revealed Wrestle Dream, St. Louis, Missouri, Saturday, October 18th, 2025. Now, you guys might be wondering, why is this a big deal? Let's talk about it. The news was first reported by the St. Louis Business Journal. They've confirmed the return of the annual event for the fall of 2025. The Chaffetz Arena on campus of St. Louis University will host the Saturday Night Spectacular. Tickets will go on sale to the general public on Monday, July 28th, a special pre-sale for AEW insiders, and early access for premium seating will begin tomorrow, July 22nd. You guys could find more information on this as well on AEW's website. Now, Wrestle Dream is one of the newer AEW pay-per-views, as you guys know. They did it to honor Antonio Inoki. Obviously, this is a pretty big deal for AEW to keep it going. October 18th is an interesting time period, and the reason for that is because 6 days before that, TNA will have Bound for Glory. So TNA Bound for Glory is taking place in Lowell, Massachusetts at the Tsongas Center. That's going to be TNA, 6,800 maybe in attendance. And of course, AEW going to Wrestle Dream probably will do the same, close to the same. But it is a big deal for AEW to bring back Wrestle Dream. Now the question is, how will WWE respond? And I think that's why this is such a big deal. When you hear of AEW announcing pay-per-views, we know that they're going to be competing against, they're counter-programming against Forbidden Door. So now, how is WWE going to move forward with Wrestle Dream? Because WWE is going to do this kind of thing. And WWE can't counter-program AEW Wrestle Dream with TNA because TNA is happening the week before. So this is just one of those things where it's like, obviously good for AEW. They're continuing the tradition of keeping these pay-per-views instead of introducing something new. Wrestle Dream returns. I like it. I thought maybe Wrestle Dream would be in Seattle. That's not the case this time, which is okay. I like the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. I think AEW's got some good stuff happening on TV right now. I'm looking forward to see kind of how they're going to handle the momentum. Because that's the big thing, right? It's like you have a little bit of momentum right now. How are you going to move forward? What are the programs you're building for Forbidden Door? Obviously, with Forbidden Door, you have to factor in, okay, how can you make that more exciting for Wrestle Dream? And I'm giving some confidence to Tony Khan, and hopefully Tony Khan could figure it out, because I think if Tony Khan delivers a really good Forbidden Door, despite the WWE counter-programming, then it gives you an idea of what's the big story to build for Wrestle Dream. If you build a big story for Wrestle Dream that allows whatever WWE is trying to do counter-programming, as long as you're focused and ready to go, you are ready to compete. That brings us to our final topic, ladies and gentlemen, WWE potentially buying TNA. Let's talk about it. This is obviously something that gets brought up a lot in the IWC, and it's a really weird thing because I don't think it makes sense at all in the slightest for WWE to buy TNA. And of course, there's been other speculations. There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of things that have been at play. There's been a lot of, the truth is, I feel like there's been just so much happening, right, with TNA. TNA obviously had Scott D'Amore, then Carlos Silva gets brought in. TNA is gaining momentum. They're doing a lot of great things. It doesn't make sense. But then there was a report that comes out from Slice Wrestling, who then reports that WWE is preparing to get closer and closer to a sale of TNA. Slice Wrestling, I don't know how many times he's been wrong, but I know there's been quite a few times where we have read articles on this channel where things were accurate. And of course, when you see an article like this come out, you do have to wonder about it, largely due to the fact that it's just a long-standing rumor that WWE is going to try to buy TNA. And of course, I never say never, because look what happened with AAA. WWE bought AAA. I don't like the idea of WWE owning TNA. It doesn't make sense for them to get the tape library. It doesn't make sense for them to buy them and just bring it into NXT. The only thing for WWE is to just keep the partnership going, keep the partnership hot. TNA is going to get a new TV deal. TNA is doing some really good things. WWE buying TNA doesn't really make sense for WWE at all. It costs them money. There's just a lot of things where, like, it, to me, it's something I don't desire from a creative standpoint, and it's something I don't desire from a business standpoint, because I like the idea of TNA sticking around as the third company. I don't foresee TNA beating AEW, but I do foresee them being a really good competitor, meaning TNA doing 7,800 tickets. It's a nice thing to see. It makes AEW step up, and it makes WWE step up, and it just, like, having more than two companies being good is awesome. And some of these smaller companies, it's a little bit harder thing to achieve, but I think it's a really good thing if you can. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping that these companies could figure it out in a way that just really delivers. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I don't think it's going to happen. A lot of people believe it is happening. Let's talk about it.